Smithsonian, others. So this will definitely be a very wide release film with an ability to translate and assist for students.
Perfect.
Now your 21-cent question.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. And thanks to both of you for actually being here. And Andrew Humphrey, thank you very much. Andrew Humphrey, WDIV Detroit, and Tech Time with Andrew Humphrey, also originating in Detroit. I got to say, as a scientist and engineer graduating from Michigan, MIT, I'm simply thrilled about this movie and that it will be coming out. In terms of modern times, a colleague of mine, Claudia Alexander, she worked at JPL as an astrophysicist on many deep space missions. I hope that name is familiar to you. My question is this: what was it about your pitch that made book companies say, yes, we'll support that, and made movie companies say, yes, we'll go ahead and greenlight that? And when I say pitch, maybe a few tidbits or details of the content of your pitch and how you pitched it.
I think. Well, it's interesting. So I wrote a book proposal and had an agent who shopped it around to publishing houses, and actually there were a lot of rejections. I think she sent it to like 16 people, and there were 14 rejections or something. But I had an agent who really believed in the story. And after it sold to the publishing house, she floated it out there. I'm not even really sure the whole mechanism, but got it into hands of Donna Gelati, who was the producer for the movie. And as soon as she read it, she called me up, and she just loved it. I mean, I think it was all of the things that we're talking about. It was human. It was math and science. It was an untold story. Obviously it's helpful that Mrs. Johnson is still with us to tell the story. She's going to turn 98 years old on August 26th. And she is still radiant, charismatic, funny. She still remembers the details of what happened back, in her years at NASA. Certainly her presence and the fact that she is already somebody whose story was out there was very helpful, and that through her she was the window that kind of opened the history to Dorothy and Mary and the many other women. So it was and at the end of the day I'm still kind of trying to calculate all of it, but I think there were probably all told about 80 black women over the years. And that larger group of women, of white and black women, was probably more than 1,000 who did this work. So, this was a huge group of women making a long-term contribution to this particular discipline. And so, I think that it was the kind of thing that I felt. I didn't even know, and I knew a lot of these women growing up, but I didn't know the scale. The numbers were so big. And I think when you see something like that, it's just. You just want to learn more about the story. So at every turn, and it's been amazing. It's like this thing is sort of taken on a life of its own. So I think that I've had a lot of good fortune to work with people who believed in this story and my ability to tell it in the beginning. But I think it's really the power of the story of these women. That's really what it's all about.
Thank you. Even Lego is getting into the game to honor some of these women, so that's great. So we'll reach down to the children, and we've got some great music in the film also.